Yo, what's going on, you guys? My name is Owen and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Today's video is going to be another monthly favorites or quarterly favorites video. I'm going to run over some new pickups, some new releases, some of my favorite fashion clothing items. I'm going to go over what games I've been playing. It's going to be a long video, so strap in, grab a snack, grab a drink, grab the Benjamin, chill, relax. Just grabbed Dr. Pepper, what's this? Blackberry, super good. And real quick to run over what I'm wearing on the top half, since I guess you can't see the bottom half. This is a Dior pinstripe shirt. This is a SOMAR hoodie that I'll talk about in a little bit. And then these are some chrome shades, super old chrome shades. There is a lot of clothing items, got this whole rack to talk about. So enjoy the video. Let's hop into the first clothing item. All right, I think I'm gonna start off with a pair of pants. I'm gonna start off with these because I think these are probably my favorite that I've been wearing recently. These are the SOMAR double knee Pequods, sort of like my take on the Carhartt double knees. I have always wanted to create a pair of canvas double knees that actually fit good and fade good, because if you own Carhartts or have owned Carhartts, like the black pairs, they always fade to. So we took the Pequod silhouette and then turned it into a pair of double knees. And this is my personal pair that I've been wearing and absolutely tearing, as you can tell. They look stunning. The fade is incredible. These are a part of the first ever SOMAR collection, which is releasing later this month on the 27th of September. The collection is called DYSTOPIA. You should definitely peep the rollout, and it's fucking crazy. It's definitely like my favorite SOMAR work I've ever done. So stoked to finally get these out there because you guys have been asking for them for some time. They are cotton canvas, 100% cotton. That's been washed beautifully to kind of this really nice fade. It does come faded when you buy them brand new, just not with distressing, obviously. Classic quick draw pockets up front, which look so sick, and they some really great shape when you wear them. Wide leg fit. It's got a nice long rise as well. Then on the back side, it also does have the tool pocket where you can put your phone, your wallet, or your keys, whatever it may be, right in there. I've been absolutely destroying them. The heels are gone, as you can tell. In case you're wondering the price, they're gonna be $219, which is the same price as selvage denim and everything. Switching over to, let's do a t-shirt, since you guys love the gaming tees. Probably top 10 tees I own. This is a Silent Hill 2 Nurse color print tee on Bay Island tag, which if you guys know anything about tags, like vintage tees and stuff, that is crazy. And then I love the back hit. It's got the red Silent Hill on the back shoulder kind of. Hill 2 tees are hard enough to come by, but to find this version, I've only seen one other collector that has this, is insane. It's perfectly faded, it's so soft. I have a couple holes in it, but kind of what I like, honestly. Love the color scheme, and super hot in LA, so I've been sweating in that. Sweating. This is a dope piece. This is a Rotterdam Terracore MA1 bomber jacket, vintage, original, all OG, everything. Super insane piece. It's got the skull logo embroidered up front. You guys can see on the chest. And on the back, it's got the big logo hit. Go over some history about this real quick, because it is kind of fascinating. RTC was a Dutch Gabber group from 1993, I think is when they started. Gabber is sort of hardcore electronic. It's a really cool blend. This might be familiar to some archive heads, because this is actually a reference that Raph Simmons used in, I think it was his spring summer 2000 collection. He had some pieces with a very similar skull design that had the pyramid written somewhere below it. Obviously the Raph pieces go for crazy money. I think the bomber, exactly like this one, except the skull isn't on the chest, it's by the pocket. It goes for 10 racks, something insane. Yeah, then all OG is on the Ridge Hardware Bomber Blank. It's a size XL, fits really sick. I throw a couple of tassels on it per usual for my items. Whenever there's the opportunity to throw a tassel on it, I usually do. That's that for the bomber jacket. One of my favorite tops I've been wearing recently is this little number right here. This is a vintage 90s Prodigy polo shirt, insane piece. This was originally, I think, a XL or double XL, so it was huge. It was basically a dress on me. And I brought it to my tailor. We got the best tailor in the world. Gave him like the exact pattern that I wanted this thing cut down to, and he absolutely smashed it. Now it fits perfect. Love the fabric. Hopefully it translates well on the camera, but it's this really cool like knit woven fabric. I think it's a wool poly blend. It has like replacement buttons and everything. It's so cool. And then obviously it's got the logo embroidered down by the bottom hem, and then it's got the ant logo on the sleeve. I haven't seen any others. I've tried to do some digging, but yeah, super cool piece. Been wearing it a ton. Still do love me some good band merch. Switching over to another gaming tee. This one is a sleeper. I'm curious how many of you have heard of this before. This is a vintage Neversoft tee. Absolutely crazy. I have a couple studio tees that I've been collecting. Neversoft is a game studio that primarily is known for the Tony Hawk games. Always loved the Neversoft logo. It's like iconic to me. Like eyeball comes in, the spear just comes right through. And the fact that they made this like eyeball like a playable character in most of their games is pretty sick. A vintage one of these is really, really hard, I'm not gonna lie. Switching over to another pair of pants, and then I'll do some shoes. I'm finally restocking the Ahab jeans. I've been wearing my pair a ton again. You're not familiar with the Ahab jeans. It's probably the pair of pants that my brand is most known for. And yeah, my pair is just absolutely cooked. Oh my God. So funny seeing the heels just like absolutely cooked on this pair. It's probably time to chop off that fabric because every day it just keeps getting longer and longer. This is a really great example of what SOMAR denim looks like broken in, because it's not like indigo jeans where it's blue and white thread woven together, and then over time the indigo fades and then reveals more of the white, which is why blue jeans get lighter in color over time. SOMAR jeans are literally woven black and black. The only fading you get is when the eye actually rubs off from contact pretty much. All selvage and everything. I wear a size 30. I recommend just going true to size. Straight leg pair of jeans with like a subtle boot cut flare. It just subtly opens up. Probably the message I get asked the most is when are the Ahab jeans restocking? These guys are kind of a crazy piece for me, I'm not gonna lie. Did one last Japanese auction haul before the new tax stuff kicked in. Literally, I got this package in 3 days before all the tax stuff kicked off. If you're importing stuff into the US and it's worth over $800, there will be significant taxes on that package. I got my last haul in. It's gonna be it for my Japanese auction hauls. And I got these for such a crazy steal because I always use coupons when I'm purchasing off Bai or Mercari or any of the auction sites. These are a pair of Chrome Hearts Wesco boots. These are the engineer boot / gunslinger model. Yeah, crazy pair of boots, and they're in great condition as well. Very loosely in a chrome phase. I don't really like the jewelry, and more so into clothes, not really, but more so the weird items, like the sunglasses and some the smaller trinket stuff, some of the footwear, especially this guy right here. I think all the embellishments are perfect on this. They're not too loud. They don't scream chrome. There's no crosses on them. Got 2 chrome buckles on the side. They've got the 2 rivets on the top. It's got the dagger right there, and then it's got the scroll on the heel. And I actually really like the scroll on the heel because if I bring jeans like the Ahab jeans that have significant heel bite that shows the scroll, which is hilarious. Switching over to a hoodie. Got 2 hoodies in this video, and this one is another thing you guys have been asking for. This is the SOMAR Nano Zip hoodie. Finally here. I know it's taken some time for sure. A lot of stuff to work out because it ended up being more complicated than I originally thought. I sampled this 3 times, and normally that's absolute max. The first sample was easily the best. There's just tweaks with the hood shape and everything that I wanted to change. And then I feel with every sample, it just kept getting worse and worse. It took a lot of reiterating and a lot of backtracking to nail down wash and the fit and the pattern and everything, because it is a complicated pattern. So as the name implies, the Nano Zip hoodie, it's sort of a smaller fitting hoodie. So this is a size medium, but it's supposed to fit extremely small. It's cropped, short on the sleeves. That's the intended fit, but the hood is actually a completely normal size. Like a baby fit hoodie with a tiny little hood that you can't get your head in. This will fit most heads, I would say. Angle with the shoulder and sleeve seam. And then the same thing exists on the back side as the same right angle seam. One of my favorite details, which will be way easier to tell on body, is that there's no seam that disconnects the shoulder from the hood. There is that back seam right there, which is actually like structurally integral to the shape of the hood, because the first sample did not have that. And it sort of had like this really weird bubble neck slouch to it. So that seam has to exist, but the actual hood seam goes way lower, which is really cool. And it has a double-sided zipper on the bottom, so you can unzip from the top. And it is a really nice chunky plastic zipper as well, which I think looks way better than like a metal zipper for this particular item. And then it also has these little hidden pockets as well, like hidden mini zip pockets. So you can fit your whole hand in there. It's a super sick item. I'm so stoked to finally get this out there. I also love the vintage wash as well. That is the Nano Zip hoodie, also releasing on the 27th. It's gonna be a lot of items. Also, in case you're wondering about the price, it's gonna be $149, which is the same price as the other hoodie, which I'll touch on right now. This is the Monolith hoodie, which if you've been paying attention to some of the content, you might have seen already. This is a one size massive hoodie with this huge raglan sleeve silhouette. It's got a curved hem on the front, and it's gonna come in two versions, which I'm stoked about. One is this raw jet black, more subdued, and then the other is similar to this. This is just a sample version, like a one-off sample, distressed version, much like this guy. Monolith hoodie, something I'm also really stoked about. It's so cozy, and I've been wearing it a ton. This thing is also gonna be $149, which super stoked on. To go over an accessory real quick, I've actually got it on me, so let me take it off. I've always wanted a wallet chain, but I feel like most wallet chains look super basic, not really like visually interesting to me personally. But I did grab this guy right here. This is a Raf Simons consumed wallet chain. I didn't even know this thing existed until recently. It is essentially two chains that are fused together every few links, so you can tell there's no movement there. It's got one clamp on one side, and then the real kicker is on the other side. It's got the Raf Simons tag right there, hopefully you can see it. And then it's got a little skull, which is one of the main motifs of Consumed, I'd say. There's a lot of skull motifs. And it's got a lobster claw hook right there, all completely painted black, I'd say, or it's like polished black because some of it has worn off over the years, I guess. This thing is so ridiculously heavy. I have loved wearing this thing. I haven't taken it off since I got it in, pretty much. To go over another pair of shoes that I've been wearing a ton. These are crazy. These are a pair of Rick Owens, I think it's Spring Summer 15 Fawn Hoof Dunks, which is one of the coolest versions of the GeoBasket / dunk silhouette I've ever seen. As the name implies from the collection Fawn, these are supposed to resemble hoofs. When you wear certain pants, it really looks like an animalistic kind of silhouette. It's got like a super crazy like angle to it. These did originally come with laces, see where the laces would go, but I think it looks way better without laces. So I immediately took those out, and they're not even needed as well because this sort of two-panel shield thing going on really keeps your foot contained, and they're easy to take off because of the zipper. There's a few versions out there in terms of the materials and colorways. I'm so glad I could track down this all black pair that has the blacked out sole, and then it has this, almost feels like ballistic nylon upper pretty much. You can still see the GeoBasket swoosh in mid. I think there is a taller version. I don't think there's a shorter version. So stoked on these. All my homies were fucking frying me saying I'd never wear these, but these are super dope and I've been wearing them a ton. So those are the Rick Hoof Dunks. To go over another tee real quick, one of my favorite things to collect are CS tees. Counter-Strike obviously being one of my favorite games. This is an interesting one. I've got I've got 5 versions or 5 different versions of the same shirt. They came in a couple different colorways, couple different variations. And this particular one has a solid Counter-Strike logo up front, This one is printed on this tag right here. And I've got another one that has a different tag, but very similar tag to it. And then on the back, it has the buy menu. I'm pretty sure these are boots. So I went down some Reddit rabbit holes. It seems like these are all just like vintage boots, which are really cool. Just got them recently. This one's in pretty good condition. The other ones I got like way more faded, way more cracked. There's a Whatnot auction that I was watching, and I was trying to get another one of these tees, and somebody bought it for $6.50, and I was like, whoa, all right. I'm cooling off that one. That one is fine. Love me some CS tees. Go over another tee real quick. This one, again, part of my top 10 tees easily. This is a Resident Evil 2 Everyone's Gonna Die body bag tee. This is a super crazy piece. If you know anything about like Resident Evil merch / the Resident Evil 2 rollout and stuff, there's a whole bunch of TV ads that were directed by George Romero, and one of like the tagline slogans for the commercials was "Everyone's gonna die." So it's really cool to see that printed on the tee. And the body bag graphic is probably the most iconic image from RE2. It's got the RE2 hit on the corner, and then it's got the copyright really small right there. Printed in 1998. Again, one of my favorites. To go over another big boy piece. I got this a couple months ago, but I just never showed it off on the YouTube. This is my ERD Nouveau Violator jacket. One of my favorite pieces in my wardrobe. This thing is so sick. Obviously ERD is a pretty poppin' brand right now, and I'd say generally most of the time it's kind of questionable quality for a lot of the basic items like the hoodies and the tees and stuff. However, this thing, not gonna lie, is pretty expertly crafted. This is a lamb leather like motorcycle jacket silhouette. On the back it has these really sick gusseted panels, which are for better articulation and shoulder movement. It's got expansion zippers at the wrist in case you want like tighter fit. It's got 2 stacked zipper welt pockets right here that I threw tassels on. And obviously all the hardware is ERD embellished. These buckles have the little roses and stuff on it. And I think I got the last one before they sold out, and once something is gone, it's become much more sought after. I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm selling this thing, which I don't know. I think this thing is a lifetime piece, hopefully. So that's the ERD Violator. To go over a long sleeve, I feel like long sleeves in general are one of the hardest things to find that has like a good fit, because generally the cuffs will cinch in too much, not really give like a whole lot of mobility. Usually like the arm, what would normally be like the bicep width on a short sleeve, is way too slim for a long sleeve, if that makes sense. Like, it's not wide enough, doesn't create enough movement. So a while ago, I set out to make my own long sleeve, and after quite a few samples, finally have the SOMAR stretcher long sleeve. Hopefully you guys are able to tell, this is a completely custom fit and everything. It has a lot of little details that I love about this thing. Personal favorite detail are the super wide bellowing sleeves that have finished thumb holes on them. You'll be able to see on body how dope it looks. But yeah, I'm so stoked on the stretcher long sleeve. It's got tons of little distressing everywhere. It's got a center back seam, a staple thing for a lot of SOMAR items. This thing is so ridiculously soft. The fabric weight is amazing too. You guys know I try to put a lot of effort behind my stuff. I really wanted to create some really nice basics. This long sleeve is also coming in a raw plain black version as well, and they'll both be, I think it's $85. Whenever it gets chilly, this is the first thing I throw on. I love wearing a long sleeve, and the thumb holds really add. It looks great layered underneath a t-shirt as well. Moving on to a pair of jeans that, if you guys watched my last video, you might have caught, but that one didn't really get a whole lot of traction, so showing it again. These are my Chrome Hearts LaFleur boot cut flare denim, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people are divided about the name of these jeans. I'm just calling them the LaFleur knee jeans. They have this insane wash, perfectly faded to this gray. And it just has the LaFleur motif on the knee panels, which is super sick. And I don't know if you saw, I ended up splitting the hem of these to make the boot cut fit a little bit wider. I thought they needed a little bit more room. Super low rise pair of jeans, tons of chrome hardware. The button fly is like fully flooded out. It's got the little chrome rivets and stuff. And then it's got this little scroll badge on the back. And a couple people are asking about this panel. I'm assuming that the donor panel of another pair of jeans, because these were definitely altered at some point to make them fit. They're smaller or bigger, I'm not exactly sure. These have definitely been altered from their original size. And I've been wearing these a ton whenever I'm going for a skinnier fit. I'll generally rock these. Last up for the tees is a banger. This is a pre-release Halo 2 Earth Will Never Be the Same t-shirt with Master Chief dual wielding the SMGs front and center with the release date right there on the Fruit of the Loom tag, and on the back got some logo hits. It's got the Halo 2 hit, and then it's got the Game Rush. I'm not sure if you guys are UNC status, but Game Rush was the video game store inside of Blockbuster. So that's where you'd go to buy and rent games instead of movies, obviously. And then it's got Pelican, Hip Gear, and Nico. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't looked up those logos, but this tee is insane. This one I also had resized as well. This one was an XL. Again, huge tee, so I had it resized. I think actually to the exact same size as the Prodigy Polo. It's amazing. This is one of my prized possessions for sure. This thing is insane. Pre-release Halo 2 is super hard to come by. And then for footwear, if you guys caught the devlog that I posted a couple weeks ago, you might have seen these. We're doing a couple new versions coming out in later this year. December-ish is what we're aiming for. All black hardware, black rivets, black logo, black buckles. And then it's got this really beautiful canvas upper. We thought these would have been cheaper than the leather to make. They are not cheaper. They're basically the same price, but we are gonna make these cheaper than the original Hunk boots, which I'm stoked about. But I've just been wear testing these to make sure the canvas holds up, and of course it does. I've probably put at least maybe like 45 wears into these at this point. And they're super dope. I had to show those real quick. And then the last pair of pants that's also coming out in the Dystopia collection is a restock of the Pequod jeans, because these went super quick and a lot of people were asking for a restock. So we did make more pairs of the Pequod denim. It's gonna be obviously the same fit as the double knees that I showed at the beginning of the video. So it's like a wider fit than the Ahabs, and it has a longer rise, but it has a shorter inseam, so it all matches up, if that makes sense. And it's got, again, the classic quick draw pockets, selvage denim. You guys know how SOMAR denim is. All my homies wear SOMAR jeans pretty much every day, so it's really cool to watch their pairs get broken in more and more every day. This is like my semi-newish pair. I had a sample pair that I was wearing a ton, and then I had to replace those because we got the finished production, my finished production that I've been breaking in, and that's it for the SOMAR denim. I'm not sure if I'm gonna include this part in this video, but one more thing that is releasing for the Dystopia collection are the SOMAR hangers. You guys might have noticed everything here is on SOMAR hangers. They're coming in a 6-pack, 3 of the top hangers, and then 3 of the pant hangers. These are the only hangers I can recommend people use. Don't get those little thin wire ones that I used to use that will ruin the shoulders on a lot of really nice pieces. So if you have like nice clothes you want to take care of, I highly recommend these. Hangers with wide shoulders or wide frames like this is absolutely necessary. And because I have a lot of heavier pants, usually most of my regular pant hangers, pants will just fall off the hanger all the time. It's so annoying. So we went out and made our own custom pant hangers that have these ridiculously strong clamps. They are fully branded as well, so it has these SOMAR logos on the side like that. 6-pack releasing, again, part of the collection, supposed to be part of a uniform. I'm so stoked to finally get these out here. I did originally plan on them releasing over the summer, but I just didn't make enough, and I knew that as soon as they were gone, people would just want more. So I just basically tripled the production number. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer than I expected. Hangers coming soon. Yo, what is up? Switching up the vibe. I wanted to go over tattoos and like the games and stuff that I've been playing. So let's hop right into it. Starting off with the tattoos. I did get a big shoulder piece about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I got like a lot of my back and my shoulder filled in because there's a lot of empty space there, and I'm just gonna keep layering. That's like the idea. Shout out to Faints, that's my dude. I can't wait to get more ink by him. He is such a chiller, such a pleasant tattooing experience. And I love like his work process as well. He doesn't use stencils traditionally. He doesn't just like fill in the lines, follow the purple ink, blah, blah, blah. He used a lot of like mixed media to create like his pieces, and everything is one of one. He's not gonna redo anything for anybody. That's my guy, shout out to Faints. And then the other tattoo that I got that I'm really, really happy with as well are my hand tattoos. It's no secret that I got my hands done about a month ago now. And then I got them retouched a couple of weeks ago because how finger tattoos normally go, a lot of ink doesn't stick because it's a super high friction area. You have knuckles and stuff, so a lot of the ink doesn't really stick normally like how it does on like flat skin. So I did get it touched up, and right now they're just super scabbed over, as you can probably tell. So I'll throw a photo of what they look like fresh, but I'm so stoked on this. Obviously You Died is like a Souls reference, the Souls franchise being like probably one of my favorite franchises ever. And I've always wanted to get this tattoo. I almost got it across my back at one point, but I figured, you know what? I want to go for the hands. Eventually I will keep going on the hands. I'll get more stuff around and just like fill in all the gaps and stuff, but that is my hand tattoo. To go over the games, since I have ADD and ADHD, it's really hard to like focus on one thing. I tend to start something and then start something else without finishing that first task, and it just keeps cycling and building up. So earlier this year, at the very beginning of the year, I made a goal to try to limit the number of work in progresses I have at a time, including games. So generally when I start a game now, I'll try to finish that game before moving on to the next game. Unless I'm really not feeling it, then I'll stop. But to go in order of what I've like played and beaten over the past few months, Lies of P, I finally got around to that and it was amazing. I don't think it's as good as the actual Soulsborne games personally, but there are some really, really sick aspects to it. I love the weapon crafting mechanics. I love the parry system. I love the world. It just, I think, didn't hit for me the same as a lot of the Souls games do. I wasn't as dark and freaky as I personally like it, but still an amazing game nonetheless. The story is a really cool adaptation of Pinocchio, in case you were wondering. And after I beat Lies of P, I went on to God of War. The first one, I finally got around to playing God of War. I was skeptical about the hype. I hadn't played God of War since the original games and stuff. And let me just say, the hype is real. God of War was amazing. It was one of those games I straight up didn't want it to end because I was having so much fun. I'm normally not like a completionist when it comes to the side content of games, but this one, I was grinding the Valkyries. I was trying to finish everything I possibly could. I was having so much fun with it. I think I ended up clocking 40 or 50 hours in the game, and now I'm just waiting for Ragnarok to go on sale so I can play that one. So God of War was amazing. And then the Battlefield 6 beta came out, and I'll throw a whole lot of gaming clips at the end of the video probably, since I have some banked up, but I had so much fun with Battlefield 6. Played with a lot of my homies. Sniping felt so good in that game. Low-key felt a little too easy. I think they need to fix the sight zeroing because I was just clicking heads. Battlefield was incredible. I cannot wait for the game to finally release. And then after the beta ended, I started playing the Batman Arkham games because I only played Arkham Asylum when it came out on 360, and I didn't even beat it back then, but I really liked it. I love Batman. It's one of those things that was always on my list to get around to playing the Batman Arkham games. Beat Arkham Asylum in just like a few days. Obviously it's a pretty short game, so then I hopped into Arkham City. Arkham City was better in, personally, I think every single way. I think it improved on the original in every possible way. More open world, a lot more mechanics to play around with. It felt a lot more fluid. Arkham Asylum, I don't know, it didn't handle the same. Flying did not feel good. But it was a super fun game. The story was really cool, but it definitely has aged, for sure. It has aged. So Arkham City was a really nice breath of fresh air. And then I did just start Arkham Origins. Huge style switch up. I was not expecting it to go into this almost like cartoony style, but I'm really hyped for Arkham Knight. I think that one's supposed to be like the creme of the creme. I think that one is generally people's favorite in the franchise, so I'm looking forward to getting to that one. I know I said I'd try to finish one thing before starting another, but I did also start playing Delta since Delta just came out a few days ago. I think I'm like 6 hours in at this point. It's so good. I know it's like basically just the original game, but that's totally fine with me. I didn't want them to like mess with the formula too much. I don't think the adaptation that Silent Hill 2 got with the remake last year would work for MGS3. So I'm glad they stuck to what worked in the game and then didn't evolve on it too much. They just like changed the controls basically, and obviously the visuals, but everything else stayed the same. I'm so happy with that. I'm having a lot of fun with it. That kind of wraps up what I've been playing recently. I think next I'm gonna throw a whole bunch of gaming clips and some of my highlights to show you guys I'm a real gamer, I'm about that. Enjoy the gameplay. See you later.
Crest immediate smoke!
Charlie is in enemy hands. Objective Bravo is under our control.
Need to hold the area.
We are still controlling the fight. Keep it going. Objective Bravo captured by hostiles. Objective Alpha is under our control. Be advised, you are exiting the combat zone.
Hold the area.
Objective Charlie is in enemy hands.
Keep it up. I'm over here. Take it.
We are heading for victory. Maintain attack on all fronts.
Time to finish these motherfuckers.
We now hold Objective Bravo.
Yeah, look, sorry. Looks like look amazing on you.
What's that? Can you hold it for me? Can you hold it? Can you hold it? Do you want to hold it, buddy? Hold it. No? Egg?
Lick.
Lick, lick. Oh. Nice.
I think it'll be chill. I like look at the sunset.
Can you look at me, Mom?
Hold on.
Ooh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Miles. One more shot, or Everett. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.